Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Sabrina Brightstar. I am excited to share with you Cybo updates. Yes, we've been playing every Monday night. It has, I have the most magical, miraculous stories to share with you. And I also started telepathy training. I got included in a telepathy group, and someone channeled a book. I'll have the links in the show notes, but it's from officialfirstcontact.com. It's a free PDF file that you can get. Official First Contact, I think it's .com, it might be .org. The link will be in the show notes. And this being channeled this book, so it's a PDF file for free for anyone. And it gives you instructions if you would like to intentionally improve your skills of telepathy. We obviously all are telepathic, right? We are multidimensional beings. We have multidimensional aspects that are already very advanced or skilled or capable of telepathy, and we know our human self has had amnesia. We've forgotten many of our skill sets. We have forgotten many of our multidimensional abilities that are inside of us. They're our birthright. That's why we are inside the great remembering, right? We are inside the great remembering because we're starting to remember more and more of who we really are. And in our remembering, in our knowing who we really are, we activate our skill sets, we activate our multidimensional abilities. So if you would like to develop your telepathic abilities, I love this channeled book. So if this excites you, I encourage you to do it. So today is my day one. I'm intentionally going to do the 30-day protocol. And all that means, so I read the book, and all that means is I'm going to intentionally give myself time every day to telepathically connect. So I guess I'm going to start talking about this instead of Cybo. I thought I was going to start telling you about Cybo because Cybo is so exciting, so exciting. But for whatever reason, this is coming forward. So I'm just going with it. I'm going with it. So, many of you know that my multidimensional awakening happened in 2010. I was contacted by the Pleiadians, and even though over the years, in my evolution, in my expansion, I have connected with a diverse group of consciousnesses, a diverse group of star nations. So when I read this book and they suggested to have the intention, when you're ready to telepathically communicate, one of the beginning steps is have the intention of who you would like to start communicating with. So you're setting the intention. So I assumed that I would connect with the Pleiadians, right? Like it's just a strong, familiar frequency. So I assumed that's where the connection was going to go. But instead, once I started it, I could tell there was already, and I have known there's already, right? We can intuitively know that our friends and family from the other side, they're waiting to connect and talk to us. So when we're ready to answer the phone, when we're ready to say yes, when we're ready to accept the invitation, right, things have a better ability to step forward, and we can receive or hear or process or allow more and more of the communication, the conversation. So I heard so I was looking and about to, trying to do it, like, questioning, like, is my intention the Pleiadians? And then I heard in my mind's eye, I hear things, I see things. I heard the word Shayael, which of course is a term from Bashar. The Shayael is term that Bashar has shared with us. It's one of the hybrid races, the Shayael. I think that's an encoded word, by the way. Can you tell? Like, say it out loud. See if your body, if it opens any keys and codes in your body. So I heard the word Shayael, and then I heard Roy, and I saw a young gentleman in a like a uniform, kind of tall, thin, and I heard Roy. So I'm like, oh, Roy, right? Like, okay, I guess telepathically, like I'm gonna co-communicate with Roy. So I saw Roy, and I was just feeling the frequency, and a little surprised because I was expecting or assuming it was Pleiadian. And then then Roy telepathically said to me, will you always tell everyone your greatest teachers are your children? Right? And that's something that I say a lot, right? Because for me, like what I've learned, my best, most dynamic expansion has happened as a result of parenting my two children. And so Roy was making like an inside joke, making saying back to me what I say, and it was just said with such a light, playful energy. I instantaneously just started giggling, right? Like it was funny, right? Like it was just so light and funny and comical, and like an inside thing that like I would know. And so I instantly am giggling, instantly laughing, instantly knowing that Roy is one of my hybrid children. But then I hear Ta Choi. And then I'm like, oh, so his real name is Ta Koi. And because I see things, I kind of have a whiteboard in my imagination. So if it's easy for me to like, if you spell something out, it's easier for me to remember it because I see it. So I see the word TA'COY, Ta Koi. And I'm like, oh, it's right. So like, and then I'm like getting, like Roy was a way for me to know like how to pronounce the word, and like Roy is right, like it's just, our I believe our friends and family communicate with us in ways like that we can digest, that we can like, oh, okay, this. So Ta Koi, not Roy, Ta Koi is this one of my hybrid children that stepped forward and made this inside joke, and so it was light, it was fun, and it was love. And I could feel the love. You can tell if you're looking at me right now, I can still feel the love. And so inside this really fun, light experience, I was also crying, right? Like tears of, like I want to say tears of love, but it like that feels like that doesn't do it justice, right? It's an open-hearted energy. It's sometimes there's no words. Hey, get it? Like there's no words. That's why we're going to telepathy. That's why we're remembering back telepathy, because telepathy like really lets us feel and experience so much without getting clogged or stuck if we articulated it with the right word or the proper word. Touche. That was a good transition. Thank you. So Ta Koi was his energy, his frequency was very polite, very proper, kind, very balanced, very confident. And he actually said he's younger than he looks, and he's been in training, is in training, and he's being trained to be a diplomat. And I could feel that in Ta Koi, I was able to like get like kind of this understanding of experiencing things without being triggered, like without the fear program. So I was like experiencing, like there's no like fear program about being reunited with humans on Earth, right? When first contact happens, when our family and friends can and will reunite with us in a physical form. So I could feel like there is no like fear, and I could also feel there's no like anxiety or worry or even like anxiousness, like, oh, it's still 2 years out. I want it to happen sooner. I want, like, humans, we have like this, we kind of have this waiting game that we do. We kind of have this like, oh, like I'm waiting for this, I'm waiting for this. And I feel like the waiting game is a program. I feel like it was a program to prevent us, to distract us from living in the moment, right? Because when you're waiting for something, you're in a position of waiting. You're not enjoying or being or, right, experiencing the now, because you're waiting. Like, it's I don't know. I just feel like wait is this huge game, not in a good way. I feel like it's a huge manipulation tactic that many humans are inside of. They're not even aware that it's a trick to take your energy from you, because you're not fully living. You're waiting. So I could feel with Tokoi that there's no waiting, there's no anxiousness, there's no like, we can't wait for 2027 or 2028 or 2026 when we get to reincarnate. But I could feel like an enthusiasm. I could also feel like when something unfamiliar shows up, it felt like it's just unfamiliar, like a foreign, like, oh, that's really foreign, but not really foreign, like I'm afraid of it, not really foreign, like, oh, like, will I be able to regulate and be adapted? Just more of an awareness, like, hey, that concept is really foreign, or hey, that belief system is really foreign, or hey, that way you do this, or your culture does this activity or that activity or this belief system, like, that's really foreign. So I could really like feel like how there's an ability to be aware that something's very strange, unfamiliar, foreign, without having a reaction to it, without having your body have a dysregulated reaction to it where you go into fight or flight. So I could feel that Tokoi like has a lot of things you do are foreign, they're strange, they're unfamiliar, but there was no like fear or worry or anxiety about it. And so that was amazing. And I kept like finding myself like wanting to end the connection, the conversation, so to speak, to go write it down, to track it. Like I was afraid I was going to lose it. And I actually have lost some of it, and that's okay. One of the things the book, the ebook suggests in Official First Contact is when you're communicating, stay in the communication. Like don't leave the communication, because then like once you've opened that and you're in that alpha state and you're connecting, stay in it. So I had the awareness that I was feeling this anxiety that, oh, I might forget, and I have forgotten some of it, and that's okay. And I like the fact that I was just able to catch that I didn't, even though it was beautiful, it was heart opening, it was like joyful. I like my humanness of like, oh, I want to track it, I want to do it right, like, right, that's another human 3D program, right, trying to not trusting, right, like not trusting what you remember is just fine. It's just fine. What you remember is just fine. It's just perfect. So then what else happened? See, I'm forgetting. There was something else that was really, really good that showed up. Oh, Tokoi said that he will actually be here, physical. He's going to be a part of, I don't know if it's their first group or it's going to be the second group, I don't know, but I definitely received the telepathic message that he will be here physically. I will get to hug him. Doesn't that just feel so amazing to not just like know and be reunited with your friends and your family, but like we get the gift and the privilege that we get to touch them, we get to hug them, right? Like in this journey, on this wild ride that we're on, this most amazing ride of a lifetime, we get to go from having what's behind the veil, right? What's only an energetic connection. We actually get to watch it transform into a physical connection, into a tangible, touchable, huggable connection. So I was gifted that information. And of course, no words, right? There's no words. Just imagine someone or something you love so deeply that your body knows, or your heart knows. And even though your mind doesn't understand it, even though like this sounds like, wow, what is she on, right? It sounds like I take psychedelics, or I'm on like, I don't even know what they call it, like LSD, which of course I'm not, and I haven't. But it sounds like, right? Like in our reality, we haven't been taught to honor and hold our energetic connections, right? We haven't been taught that our family, our spirit family, our soul family, our clan tribe, another synchronicity, our clan tribe is always with us. And in fact, if, you know, in some timelines, if you did tell that you have that knowing or that ability, like then you were shamed, or maybe even crucified for it, or maybe even villainized, or, you know, shunned, shamed. Some, you know, have even been killed, right? Because it scared people. It was the unknown. When humans hear the unknown, right? Like I could feel from Tokoi, the unknown is just unknown. It's just foreign. It's just strange, with no nervous system getting dysregulated. But humans in their denser form, the unknown dysregulates their nervous system, and they go to fight or flight. So humans have like killed, like, or they've tried to freeze out, right? Like they've tried to destroy the unknown, the foreign. But we're changing, right? Like we're changing. That was just an experience. So we don't want to bypass the pain or the trauma of it. And we can also hold that there's new ways, not only for us individually to have these interactions, but us as a collective. As a collective, we are transforming. We are becoming more aware, more conscious. We're starting to have more of our abilities, more of our awareness that we are one. We are all interconnected. And the stronger we can become individually in our knowings, in our certainty, in our balance, in our integration. See, like that's a huge word. Like I'm finding the more I'm integrating, actually, let me say it even differently. The more my nervous system is getting regulated by spending so much time outside. I spend several hours a day walking on the beach. I spend so much time with Mama Nature. The more I spend with Mother Nature, the more I have gotten my system regulated, the more integrated I am. And in my integration, more of my multidimensionality can show up without it dysregulating my nervous system. Damn, that was the golden sentence. Let me say it again. What did I even say? The more I can allow my nervous system to become regulated, the more I can anchor in and integrate my sensory abilities with Mother Nature, with integration, with silence, with stillness, the more balanced I become, the more my consciousness can expand, the more awareness I can hold, the more I can evolve without it triggering my nervous system, without it sending me to fight or flight, freeze or fawn. I love life. Okay, are you wondering why I'm holding this rose? I am inside a 3-week womb class. There's an Archangel Raphael, channeled by Kelly somebody or another. This was a random choice that I recently made. I recently discovered this person from Pam Gregory, and she was on I think she was on Heart Coherence. Was she? She was someplace. And they were talking about that she's doing this womb class. Well, I'm not against these kind of classes, but not stuff I've been drawn to sign up for quite a while. But there was something about this womb encoded, and I don't know, there was just something about the description that I telepathically heard. Go to the website and check it out. So I did go to the website, and my body said yes. My body said, we're going. My body said hell to the yes. And I've gotten, I just trust, I'm really good at listening when my body went. My mind might not, why do you want to do this? This doesn't make any sense. It's going to be it's at 5 in the morning, my time, right? And I'm like, but my body said yes, so I trusted it. So I am inside this womb class, and in the womb class, she is encouraging us to get a blindfold, which I did, and she's encouraging us to spend as much time as we can to be in blackness. So I put the blind on, the mask on, to get into blackness, which I have a sensory thing, so I need blackness to sleep. I've got a light sensitivity, so if even that tiny little peephole, if you stay at a hotel, if that tiny little peephole lets in too much light, or the light that comes in, under the door, I have to put towels to block any kind of light. I have a total light sensory sensitivity. So I'm really good in blackness. I'm very comforted in blackness, but I'm doing this blackness during the day. So she wants you to take your bubble bath in blackness, eat your food in blackness, just sit in stillness and in blackness to just empty out all of not to try to do anything, but just by sitting. This is what I got. When you sit in the blackness, your shadow, your darkness, right? Because we all have light aspects, we all have shadow aspects. Sitting in the darkness, just the things that you've suppressed or hidden or not allowed or been ashamed of or had judged, they can just come to the top of the surface. And then by coming to the top of the surface, they just dissolve, maybe. But you don't have to try to do anything. It's just something natural happens when you sit in the blackness. Sit in the void, sit in the stillness, the quiet. And the other thing that she encourages the participants to do is have roses, be surrounded by roses. So put rose petals in your bath tub, have roses in all the rooms of your house, have roses everywhere. So I got roses, and I was cleaning my roses, giving them fresh water, and one broke off. So I'm like, oh, you want to be in the video with me, right? So this little baby gets to be in the video with me. We love you, Rose. Thank you for showing up. So that's why we have this little rose here. Okay, let me tell you about Saibo. We started playing Saibo the week after the Sedona event with Bashar, and we are gathering on Monday nights at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We can get in and get out all in an hour. So we've really created a great system. And when it's a smaller group, what we've been doing is we'll talk for 90 minutes to 2 hours, but we can get in and out in an hour. So if you have kids or you have something else to go on, even if you have to leave early, you can still join us. Even if you only have a half an hour, you can still join us to swap keys and codes with family. And we're telling stories. We are playing the game. And the game is important, and the game is special, and just the connection is special. So if you only have a half an hour, you can pop on and play for a half an hour. November 10th, there's no class. So November 10th, Monday, November 10th, I will be traveling, and so there will be not class, game. There'll be no game. But besides that, if you are inspired, you can go to SabrinaBrightstar.com, go to the Saibo page, and it gives you the Zoom link, and then just join. It's just, if you don't even want to be seen, just join without, a video, just have a name. You don't even have to talk. You can just watch. Sometimes people are uncomfortable doing things with strangers, and it doesn't matter. So if you just want to observe, if you just want to listen to stories from Soul Family, from Starseeds, whatever you want, it's it's just simple. It's easy, it's simple, it's playful, it's fun, and it's magical, actually. So I have my day-to-day life, I've had huge miracles happen. And so I'm really leaning into that because I invited synchronicity into my life, and because I am taking the inspired action to co-create with Saibo, the consciousness of Saibo. Saibo is actually a being, and Saibo means 13, and Saibo is an invitation to invite in synchronicity, right? There's so many things that Saibo means. So because I set the intention to intentionally invite in synchronicity into my life, to intentionally co-create with synchronicity, with the consciousness of Saibo, with the consciousness of other soul family who feel inspired to co-create and play the game, my life is like such good, amazing miracle stories. I have I'm just dazzled. I'm dazzled. And because now I'm trying to track the synchronicity, and because I'm really amplifying by repeating the stories, sharing the stories, writing down the stories, right? What you focus on grows. Law of momentum is real. So because the more I'm telling people, like ever since I've invited synchronicity into my life, and ever since I've invited the co-creation of Saibo consciousness, my life keeps getting better and better. Like the biggest, hugest miracles and magic are happening in my day-to-day life. And so the intention, I'm not playing the game for like transactional, like, so, right? Like, so there's not a manipulation or a transactional agenda from my end. And I can't deny the side effect of playing this game. Like, my life is the magic is amazing. The synchronicity and the inspired things that are showing up, not just for me, but for like people in my life that I love and care so deeply for. Like, they're experiencing amazing synchronicities too. So if you would like to check it out, you can. Remember, November 10th, there is no class, but come and check it out. Go to SabrinaBrightstar.com, go to the Saibo page, get the free link. I will have the telepathic free download link in the show notes. So if you want to start doing your own 30-day or whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter, whatever you want to do, whatever makes your heart sing. But if you're inspired, it's the frequencies, life, we are so supported, right? We are so supported. There's so much here, seen and unseen, that is here to support us and to help us really thrive in this time. I think we're living in the most magical time alive. And even the uncomfortable parts, right? So I don't want to be airy. I am airy-fairy, right? I am an eternal optimist. I'm wired that way. It's literally in my human design chart. It's in my astrology. I'm literally wired to be an eternal optimist. And even in my eternal optimist, I've gotten so integrated and balanced that when discomfort shows up, it's just so much easier for me because I don't have like the kind of self-critical judgment I had before. So even inside of uncomfortable things, it's smoother, it's easier. So even difficulties, they're better because there's just not like, there's not the judgment, like there's just the allowance, the honoring. There's so much honor here. That's the right word. There's so much honor and reverence for everything that's showing up. So not bypassing, not dismissing, not hiding, not shaming, just really honoring all the different pieces of me that have the freedom, that are being given the voices to show up. Even my inner child, I was chatting with my inner child the other day, and she was sharing, like, she's really, like, her level of safety, she feels more safe than she's ever felt since I've been alive in this human incarnation. So it's beautiful. So thank you for listening, and I look forward to chatting with you the next time, or seeing you on Saibo.